would usually be his kind of regular, kind of response.
How did your family handle disputes, like disagreements?
Pretty. I mean, like adults, pretty civilly. Talked about it and stuff like that. I mean, and it just depends on the dispute too. Like,
right.
Like I was a kid, I get spanked, stuff like that. It's not really a disagreement. That's just
once you're a teenager and college age,
right?
Any reprimand or disputes you've gotten into with your father, was it all civil?
Yeah, definitely civil.
Did your father show patience with you and your brother?
Yes, sir. He would.
Was there ever any violence in the family?
No, sir.
In February of 2019, your brother was in a boating accident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I believe, where were you living at the time?
Columbia.
Okay. And was he criminally charged eventually?
Yes, sir.
And what type of reaction was there to his involvement in the boating accident and his criminal charges sort of in the community in Hampton? I
would say a negative reaction in the community. The media spike kind of got going after it. There was a lot of articles in the media about our family and stuff like that.
And to your knowledge, was Paul being threatened or bullied on social media or anything like that?
Yeah, he was definitely being bullied on social media. Just people sending random messages, and I would talk to him. I know a lot of times he'd be walking down the sidewalk and a car comes by and they would yell some stuff at him. I knew he would go out in a bar and there's somebody that wants to talk about it and make a scuff about it, whatnot.
Right. The what was your mother's reaction to all the negativity of surrounding the boating accident?
It it kind of consumed her. She's big on reading all of it, and when she read the negative stuff, it made her feel upset and whatnot, and it ultimately kind of caused her to distance herself from Hampton. At this time, primarily living at Moselle. She quit going to the grocery stores in Hampton, quit going to the pharmacy, quit going to get food in Hampton. Just thought that there was a real, kind of a bad vibe in Hampton. Like she felt like people were staring at her and talking about her and stuff.
Where would she do her shopping?
She moved over to Waldoboro and started going over that way.
Right. Were you sued in the boating accident?
Yes, sir.
No response.
With regard to relevance, Your Honor, it's civil litigation about the boating accident has been a big part of the state's case. He's a party to the litigation.
Overrule the objection.
Were you sued?
Yes, sir.
Was your dad sued?
He was.
Was your mother sued?
Her estate became sued.
But before she was murdered, had she been sued?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
Maybe. And
do you know if Paul had been sued?
No, I don't know that he had been sued.
Okay. Well, was your mother anxious about the civil lawsuit?
Yes, sir.
What was her biggest concern?
I would say her biggest concern was reading articles after, Mark Tinsley had made a statement about how much money he was wanting to collect in the civil lawsuits, and I think it was to the tune of like $40 million or something like that. He was trying to get, and that made her anxious.
And what was your reaction to statements like that?
Well, I mean, I knew what he was saying, but I mean, it's not, to me, it just didn't seem, you know, I didn't think, well, I don't have $40 million, so.
Right. And was your dad anxious about the lawsuit, to your knowledge?
He didn't appear to be overly anxious about it.
What took priority, the criminal case against Paul or the civil case?
The criminal case.
Right. And did the family support Paul in the criminal matter?
Yes, sir.
And what do you mean by that?
I mean that supported him in his criminal case because, you know, amongst the family, none of us thought that he was driving the boat. We thought he'd been...
At the time of the accident.
That's correct.
Buster, I want to now talk about the weekends leading up to June the 7th.
Yes, sir.
And we showed the picture of the lake weekend where you were went up to Kiowee with the Proctors and the Brandstetters.
Yes, sir.
And then the following weekend, I believe, was Memorial Day. Were you with your family on Memorial Day weekend?
Yes, sir.
And who was present?
A lot of people were present. I was there. My brother was there. My mom, my dad. My brother had some friends staying with us, and those were the people sleeping there. And then people are, you know, in and out throughout the day, throughout the weekend.
I mean, was it a fun family weekend?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It was a normal Memorial Day weekend at Edisto with your family and friends.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you Defendant's Exhibit 123, and I want to get you to identify it, Buster. Don't just say what it is, please.
It's a picture of my mom and my dad and I on a boat.
Is that Memorial Day weekend?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we move Defendant's Exhibit 123 in the evidence.
No objection.
It's admitted.
Is this the photo, Buster?
Yes, sir.
And then I believe this same weekend there was a birthday party or cookout. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Doug, if you could play Defense Exhibit 61, please. It's in evidence. And we'll just take a look at that. And was that your mom make a cake for your dad?
Yes, sir.
And that was a group of friends. When's your dad's birthday? Do you know the exact date? It's not a test. You just say you don't know if you don't know.